One of the greatest books I have ever read besides the Bible is this book right here. Chop Wood, Carry Water by Joshua Medcalf. There are so many amazing principles to that book that really can help out anybody, no matter what kind of struggle that they're going through, whether it's struggling with their health, struggling with their finances, struggling to reach their goals, struggling in relationships, whether you're comparing yourself to different people that you might see on social media or on TV, whatever the case may be. I mean, this book is literally amazing. In my opinion, I think everybody should read it. It should be mandatory in at least high school or even middle school for people to understand the true value and principles of this book at an early age. Akira, who is the samurai archer that is training John, he tells him about this story about this witch, and she has all these different like potions and spells and whatnot, and different tools, right? That she's pretty much like she's on her deathbed, so she's selling it at a garage sale. And this one guy comes up and he really wants this one potion or spell, whatever the case may be. She's like, "Oh, you can't have that. Can't have that at all." And it's like covered in like dirt and it's like broken and it just looks like it's old, right? But she's saying like how valuable it is. You can't have it at all. And so it gets to a point where she's on her deathbed, and I guess like she's telling her niece like, "Hey, you can have that one potion or that spell that's tucked underneath the bed." And the niece pulls it out and she's like, "What is this? It's like crap. Like, why do you have this? Like, why would you give this to me?" She's complaining. And so the witch, as she's on her deathbed, she's telling her niece, like, "You're an idiot. Like, that is the most deadliest, like, poison that's out there." And what it is discouragement. And so Akira then goes on to tell John about pretty much how you need to take ownership and be the guardian of your mind, but most importantly, learn how to fuel your heart. And I really like what he says right here. He said, "If you owned a Lamborghini, would you ever put water into the gas tank?" And obviously the simple answer is no, because you're going to break the vehicle. But if you think about it, why don't we have that same mindset when it comes to ourselves, when it comes to our own lives? Like, we're all kind of walking around as like these broken down Honda Civics where it's just like we don't care what happens to us. We don't treat ourselves as valuable as we should. And we need to have that mindset shift as, you know what? Like, we are that sports car. We are that Lamborghini, and how would we start fueling ourselves? How would we start fueling our brain, start fueling our bodies, start fueling our hearts as well? We probably wouldn't be sucked into all the negativity on social media and the news these days. We probably would eat a lot healthier. We'd probably be exercising more. But it all starts with us taking ownership and saying, like, hey, instead of us treating ourselves so crappy because we got sucked into the discouragement of I can't have this and I'm never going to be successful at reaching my goals because it's these self-limiting beliefs that you are brainwashed into. No, we need to cut ourselves free of that. We need to take, once again, guardian ownership of our own mindset, and we need to start fueling our bodies and fueling our minds and fueling our hearts, just like if we were a Lamborghini. I want to give you some tips to really help you out with this one. So you guys know I'm a big fan of working on the mindset, whether it's meditation, visualization, affirmations, gratitude, anything like that. I'm a firm believer that when you work on your mindset, it's very easy for your body to follow along in the right direction. So what I want you focusing on next is how gratitude and anxiety cannot coexist in your mind at the same exact time. Let me repeat that one more time. Okay? Gratitude and anxiety cannot exist at the same time in your mind. So, the next time you're feeling doubtful, the next time you're feeling not good enough, the next time you're feeling, worried or discouraged or anything like that, because maybe, who knows, right? Maybe you've been struggling to reach your goals. Let's say you want to lose 50 pounds of fat, get off your blood pressure medications. You tried all these diets before in the past. Nothing seems to have worked successfully for you. And now you're kind of writing it off as, I've tried everything under the sun and I'm a lost cause. This is how I'm going to be for the rest of my life. I'm going to die early and leave my kids and wife behind. Stop that thinking, okay? What you need to do is switch anytime you're getting worried or feeling, that anxiety, those self-limiting beliefs, the bad wolf, the enemy creeping into your subconscious mind. Anytime you're starting to feel like that, you need to stop it right in its tracks. And the best way to do that is by focusing on gratitude. And this is what I want you to do. Gratitude to me is like the number one motivational source. Sure, right? Like I have a deep rooted why, and that's very, very beneficial. And I firmly believe that everybody needs a deep rooted why. That's what's going to wake them up in the morning. That's what's going to help them put one foot in front of the other when it comes to having success at reaching their goals and also helping them stay on track. But I also focus that deep rooted why in a sense of gratitude. So hear me out. Some days I don't feel like working out. Some days I don't feel like, going for a run. Some days I don't feel like hitting my macros. But at the end of the day, I always switch the mindset. I switch the frame in terms of how I'm talking to myself. Instead of saying to myself, oh, I have to work out today, right? No. That's a chore, right? That's like doing laundry or the dishes. Nobody likes to do chores. So if you're constantly telling yourself, and I want you to understand this, right? Like it even says in the Bible, Proverbs 18:21, death and life are found in the power of the tongue. The words that you are casting out there and spelling and verbally saying, guess what? Those eternally are going to start becoming your own thoughts. That's eternally going to start becoming your own reality. So instead of you saying, oh, I have to work out, I have to get my steps in, I have to, hit my macros, it sounds like a chore. And once again, it's going to be very hard for you to stay motivated and also disciplined to staying consistent with that if you don't want to do it. Because once again, it's a chore. Switch the mindset. And this is what I personally do. Anytime I don't feel like doing something, I immediately just give God grace and blessing and just thanks, right? For the simple fact that, hey, I get the ability to. So think about it like this, right? The next time you don't feel like working out or getting your steps in or, hitting your macros, instead of you saying, hey, I have to do this, switch the tonality, right? Switch how you're saying it. Say, hey, I get to work out today. I get to go for a walk today. I thank God that I have legs and I'm able to do these things. I thank God for food in my fridge and I'm able to, hit my macros. Like I get to do this. Because the reality is we probably have so much abundance in our lives that we take for granted every single day. You might be complaining right now because you feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, but guess what? You're probably watching this, which means you have internet. You probably have, a roof over your head. You probably have wearing some clothes right now. Hey, you probably wiped your butt the past couple days with some toilet paper. There's people out there, they don't even have toilet paper. They don't have toothpaste. They don't have a toothbrush. They don't have a roof over their head. They don't have clothes. They don't have clean water. Let that sink in. So the next time you're feeling like, oh, I don't want to do this, or, it's just like, I have to do this in order to reach this, you're not going to be successful if you always have that mindset. Oh, I want to lose the 50 pounds, so I have to work out. I have to eat healthy. I have to get my steps in. No, like you're literally treating it as a chore. Like, and if you're able to successfully reach your goals, what are the odds of you actually maintaining that success if you have such a negative mindset towards it because you have to do it? So instead, what I want you to do is switch the mindset, switch the tonality, right? Switch the perspective of instead of I have to, it's now I get to. And once again, there is so many great principles inside this book. I cannot recommend it enough. In fact, we did a completely just deep dive going over this book and tying it into our coaching program at Heartletics. How we help our members lose body fat, build muscle so that way they can have more energy, more confidence, right? More mental strength, we like to say, where it's just like these guys are becoming the best versions of themselves, not just physically with looking good with their shirts off, but also mentally upstairs, which is so much more important in my opinion, especially in today's age, because let's face it, strong bodies help create strong leaders, and we need some more strong bodies out there so that way we have some better, stronger leaders. And it all starts with us taking action. It all starts with us putting one foot in the right step, honestly, when it comes to pursuing our health and fitness goals. So that way we can become better role models. We can become better leaders for our family, for our loved ones, for our coworkers, for our communities. And so what I want you to do next, right? This book, like I said, has so many golden nuggets in it, is go watch this video that we did as a complete deep dive, going over just a couple of our favorite chapters in this book and how you can really tie it into having success at reaching your health and fitness goals. It's a full deep dive behind one of our live coaching calls, so you'll get to see some of the other members, some of the other coaches. It's a great topic that we went over, and I promise you anything, it's going to help you get one step closer to your goals. And if you happen to enjoy today's episode, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. As always, guys, this has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scouts.